Just making sure this actually is hooked up. And we're rolling. It's interesting, the delay when I start between when you can actually like see anything is quite big. It'll take this a few seconds to pour myself a cup of tea. I'm sure in the playback it just starts immediately, but so I found a little bit of puer. So we're drinking that today. I also ordered, thanks to all you guys, a ton of tea for myself that'll be here very soon. So between what I got from my tea dealer and this, I'm pretty psyched. So we have some puer. So I made these minis. We made these together. I finished them off during a class. This is the one we're going to be doing today. So the thought here is we're going to have, this is the nubbin. We're going to make another one of these that's going to go on top of the other one. The thing that I don't really know how to do functionally is, do you see the connection point between the square and then the actual handle? I could get away with it on this one because the lid doesn't come off because it's a pendant. On, on like an actual teapot, I'm not entirely sure how to do it structurally. I think what we need to do is make sure that this top edge is pretty thick, and then I can place it on top and then make sure it's not too dry. And I liked how we got to the square. We kind of used a rib to get it square, and then I went in with the rasp later on. So, but these are all the finished minis that we started with the other day. And I wasn't able to finish with you guys, was at a class. But 8 teapots took me about 7 hours to do those 8 minis. The minis honestly take as long as a normal teapot does. And so it's not like they are fast or anything. The only thing that's kind of nice about them is that they take way less clay. And so I can go further with what clay I have left. And at the moment, we are down to the dregs. I mean, I'm using pretty gnarly reclaim at the moment. So it'll get the job done today, but I do need to actually get some clay soon. Okay, let's get started, right? Oh, I'm going to turn on a little bit of music, though. This phone looks like it's about to die. I had to take out my charger when I was firing my kiln, and I just kind of forgot to put it back here. So I'm just going to have this really low in the background so they don't flag me. We're throwing. What's up, kiddo? How are you today? No, my wheel's not on. What's up, Dance? What a name. What a cool guy over there. How are you? All right, so like I said, we're going to make a square teapot with a square nubbin. We're actually going to, I was talking to my tea dealer about this, and he was like, why don't you make the same teapot that you made for me out of every single style of new teapot that you've been doing? So that's what we're going to do. For the next couple days, when I'm in my studio, we're going to choose a mini teapot that we created, and we'll scale it up, and we'll make another one for the nubbin of every teapot that we do. So we're going to be making essentially 2 teapots today, but really just one. I can't find my other tripod, by the way, so you guys are stuck to this one. It's a little less mobile. Hopefully you're cool with it. And then next week I have to go get clay. I'm pretty much full out, so I can't keep pretending I have clay left, because I don't. This is really ratty clay, so good. I'm glad the day's chill. So we're going to try to keep a kind of a thicker edge on the top here, if possible. And when I say square, I meant more rectangular. Sydney, what's good? What's happening? The gang's here. This is perfect. All right, and I guess I don't actually want to go too thin, because if I go too thin, then I can't rasp it. Okay, that looks square to you guys, right? Looks square to me. Okay, so I used a popsicle stick to do this last time. Do I want to use it? Wait, where's my metal rib? Oh no. Oh, it's right there. Cool. I'm thinking we could use maybe the side of a metal rib and just go up. Now, actually, you know what? I probably want this to be dead straight up and down, don't I? If we're making a square teapot, that'd be better. And I have this sweet, massive rib, and I don't know what I did with it. I don't know where else it would be. It's not in my student's box. It's not in either of my boxes. I have this like really cool, it's like a foot long rib. I don't know where it is though. So we're gonna just use this. Unless it fell, whatever. I'm sure it's fallen somewhere. Sounds good. I appreciate that, Sydney. I'll talk enough for the both of us. Is this big enough? Oh, it's big enough anyway. All right. All right. What's up, Vision? How are ya? Okay, so we're gonna square this off just very minutely with our metal rib. I think we're just gonna, well, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna do this. That's just gonna give me a base. So now I have 2 points, 2 points. This will be square, this will be square, and we'll go from there. Yeah, that's probably a smarter way to do it. But since we're gonna be rasping this, it doesn't have to look that great at this stage, because I really like the rasp lines. I also like saying the word rasp a lot. I think it's a funny word. But I think the boards is probably the smartest method if we were trying to be smart about this. But that doesn't seem like something that I'm not doing smart things ever. It seems like a lot of work to be smart about it. Cool. All right, sweet. That's all I wanted, just to get the idea of square. I keep saying square, but it is rectangular, right? Just got a bunch of clay in my eye. Luckily, I got contacts on, so it's just gonna be blurry for the rest of the day. Okay, so since it's square, I have to put in a fake gallery. So this tea is pretty ratty. It tastes like grandma's closet puer. Gross. Exactly. As long as it's influenced square, we'll be able to make it square later. Remind me what you do for work again. I know I've asked a million times, but I'm just very forgetful on everything. It's puer that it was like mystery puer from White 2T that a buddy dropped off at one point. And I clearly did not, God, it's horrible. I clearly did not store it properly. It's really bad. I mean, actually, you know what? I've had worse. I've had puers that are undrinkable. Like I put them in my mouth and I immediately spit them out. They're so bad. Luna, what's up? How are you? Tell me everything. How's work? How's Lucas? How do you, which is, or Luca? I know it's Luke something. Yeah, white 2T. So my Brendan tea is coming. He sent me 14 cakes of pu'er. Um, and then I also ordered another $100 of black tea from him. I bought out the remaining black tea he had, except I didn't buy all of the Dragon Fist balls that he had. I bought 15 of them, but I bought out all the rest of his tea on his website. So if anybody wanted black tea, tough luck. It's mine. I bought it all. Yeah, I'm gonna save 14, four of the 14 cakes as special occasion cakes that I'll just hopefully drink very slowly over the next like 10 years for just special occasions. But the pu'er, he's sending them in tongs, and the tong that's how I used to get all my tea from him. But he doesn't do that anymore. It's too expensive, and these he's sending me out of his personal collection because he knows how much I like tea, how much I like pu'er, and it's all that. The pu'er is the trade from the teapot with the teapot on top, and then I bought all the other tea. So nice. What are you doing in the garden? Like a veggie garden, flower garden? What kind of garden are we talking about? That didn't stick at all. Oh my God. Embarrassing. Did not add enough water to this. Where's my knife? Oh, it's right in front of me. I'm blind. Oh, well, you know what? For some reason, I didn't know that, Sydney, either. Unless I did know that. I feel like I know I've asked all you guys what you do, and I'm just so bad at remembering things. The only thing I'm good at remembering are faces. That's literally the only thing I can remember properly. And I think that's not like anything special. I think everybody can remember faces. Oh my God, that sounds so lovely, Luna. I'm glad you had a fun time. So what, you've been dating this guy for like 3 weeks now? 4 weeks now? How long has it been, Luna? Do you like it? At least, hopefully. And how long have you been doing it for? It's that late? I always forget how late the time difference, Luna. Nice. And everything's still going smooth? Yeah, very true, kitten. Very true. Face blind, I feel like that's a rare, pretty rare one. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not face blind. Because then I at least got something going for me. Problem is, I see people downtown all the time who I've known for many, many years, and I see them and I know who they are. I've talked to them all the time, and I just can't remember their name. I mean, it is bad. Like people I've known for like 25 years, and I cannot remember what their name is. It's kind of embarrassing, honestly. The thing is, I don't really care enough to get better at it, so um, it's my fault, you know? It's like one of those things that I wish I was better at, but whenever you say you wish something, it doesn't really mean you wish it. It's like if you just like magically could do it, it'd be great. But I don't want to put the work in. So um, it's my fault. I know better. But I do wish that I could, meaning I wish with no effort of my own, I could just know people's names. That'd be great. Just have their name floating above their head when they talk to me. That'd be magical. I don't know if this one's going to survive or not. This gallery, I don't know, it feels, for some reason, it feels very like potential for crackage, and I don't know why, but it just getting that vibe, you know? You know when you get a vibe and it's just doing its thing and it just feels like it's gonna crack? Whatever. Gotcha. Okay. Right on. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Luna, what are you doing for work? Oh, that makes sense, Sydney. 100%. Honestly, Ken, I've done the same thing. I just keep deflecting. The thing is, I can a lot of time also remember stuff about them. I just can't remember their name. So I can remember like what they do generally, or like, and I can remember like where they've been if they went traveling or something like that. I can remember that kind of stuff. It's just like the name. I also I teach so many kids and just people in general. It's just like it's so hard. It's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of names because I've been teaching for like 9 years now. And so I've had to memorize, I don't know, 6,000 names. And at a certain point, I started using nicknames, but you know, nicknaming adults, that gets a little tricky. They don't like the nicknames most of the time. All right, I'm gonna make this a square. How do I do that? I think I need to torch this first. Oh, did you? I'll have to go back and check. I never said I didn't like this. When did I say that? I just don't know how to make it square on the entire, because I'm trying to make the gallery square as well. Or at least sort of square. That's kind of square. Have fun. That sounds like my phone just died. Oh, no, it's back. All right. All right, I'll show you guys what I just did in a second. It's like not perfectly square or anything like that, but that's okay. I guess, again, like the implication of square is really what I care about. You know, you know. So this is a weird one because we're not really going to trim it. Um, we're going to be rasping it. So we'll see how it goes. But so there's our gallery. It's not square, but it's implied square, right? I guess I could make it square if I just, once it's set up a little bit more, really made it square. But okay, now we have to let that set up. And while we're doing that, we're going to make, what are we going to make? I guess we're going to start making the mini teapot to go with this. because we're going to throw stuff off the hump. But the first thing we're going to do is just make the lid for this. And the way I'm going to do this is just make a round lid that's bigger cross-dimensionally than this. And then I can cut it down to shape later. I just want to make sure it's going to be way too big. And so we can cut it down afterward to make it square. You should. Is there like a historical relevance to a star-shaped glass or something like that? What's the reasoning behind that? Oh, I guess we should make the nubbin square too, shouldn't we? Huh. How would we do that? I guess the top of the nubbin can be square, and I can do that by, I guess, torching it a little bit and cutting it. What's up, Brendan? We're doing the square one today, or the rectangular one today. Gotcha. Is it fun to drink out of? Oh God, this clay is horrid. I'm excited to get actual good clay next week. It's supposed to be raining all next week, so good road trip weather, I guess. Or is that bad road trip weather? I don't know. What do people prefer driving in? I think I like rainy days personally, but okay. If I'm going to make this square, I need to make this too big. Or if I'm going to make it rectangular, I can just do that. Oh, so it's a star, but it comes to a round period at the very top. Oh, oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, I think we're gonna just do that. I'm just gonna go slice, slice, slice. I'm gonna do the slice stuff now in case this doesn't work, and then we can just get an idea of aesthetics. Okay, I'm gonna do it a slight angle. So you can actually pick it up. Ugh, I did too much of an angle. Oh, why do you guys let me do that? Heh. All right. I think I totally screwed this up, but that's okay. And I can fix that stuff in there. Perfect, perfect. That's too small. Perfect, perfect. That's awesome. I'm glad. What's your day like? What are the odds too, eh? Because the first one I at least advertised on my Instagram that I was doing it, so I'm surprised that you saw this one. Oh, by the way, I have a giveaway, and you guys got to pick the giveaway item over on my Instagram. Just as a heads up. I go live all the time. I'm pretty much every single time I'm in my studio, I go live, and I've been going live here the most, but I have not gone live. I did one live yesterday or on Tuesday, and then I haven't been live for pottery for a couple weeks. We made a table the other day, which is kind of cool. I made a big wood table on a live. That's not even square anymore. Ugh, whatever. deal with it later. Nice. That sounds great. Oh, it's a Heineken glass? Interesting. Fascinating. Wait, what am I doing? I did this totally wrong. Hold on, I'm not thinking straight. This needs to be even. Okay. It's not big enough, but that should be fine because I made it too big anyway. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. I don't know if I like that nubbin though. I guess I can I'm gonna clean it up. It's not like it's finished now, but I can't say I actually like it. You're throwing at work? That's all good. We just made those. We had to end the video early anyway because it was like 7 hours to make those little mini teapots. The first video was long, and then the second video I was teaching. I wasn't. There was no video because I was teaching. Mm, sure did. We made 8 of them. Oh yeah, the nubbin. I totally forgot. We don't even need this nubbin. Holy moly! I forgot the whole point of what we were doing. I was just like spaced out. Holy moly! Thank you. Literally forgot. Literally the whole point of this video. Yeah, I was confused too, clearly. All right, I need a little bit more tea in my life. One sec. All right. Now this clay's no good because I torched it. This clay's no good because I torched it. All right. I'm gonna zoom you guys in once oh, no, that clay's no good because I torched it. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can actually see what I'm doing because it's about to get real small. Hopefully it focuses on the piece of clay soon. Oh, that just reminded me of the teapot that I want to make that it's essentially just a fairness pitcher, but has a built-in tea tray that can be, or a removable tea tray. Sorry, infuser thing. I don't even know what they're called. Okay, this has to be smaller than the one I did before. Okay. Okay. But that's not for today, obviously. But that's something I want to do really badly. We should do that tomorrow instead of wait, what day is it today? It's Thursday? Okay. Perfect. Because that means tomorrow we can do that. So remember, this is just the influence of the shape, and then I'll rasp it later. Cool. Oh, it's May 1st. Happy May 1st, everyone. I mean, I'm happy to do it, Brendan, but nothing's going to happen. All organic material burns out at 451 degrees, and tea doesn't have enough mineral in it to do anything. So even if it did, it would only make it a little bit glossy, even if it had enough mineral in the tea leaf itself. But if you would like it as a ritual thing, I'm happy to give that a whirl on something. Man, I just had a flashback. I went to a Waldorf school for high school, and I just had a flashback to dancing around the maypole. I went to, I guess my Montessori school did that as well. Now that I think about it, I wonder if I have to go teach today. I wonder if they dance around the maypole still there. I feel like it's not quite that kind of school anymore. So I'm just putting in a gallery. Obviously, it doesn't need to be aesthetically pleasing or even all the way around because you're not going to ever see this. Script, what's up? How are you, man? Thanks for coming in the other day, too. It would still fire white. I assume it would still fire white. I'm happy to try, but and are you talking about like it's been bisqued and then you just soak it in like puer for a certain amount of time, or what's the deal? Or are you thinking about like dyeing the clay by itself before throwing it? I don't think that would make sense, but Sudbury School. I don't know what Sudbury is. What's Sudbury? What's the education like there? Okay. Okay, next step, measuring lid for this little guy. And we want it cross-sectionally. And then I also want to just clean up this inside here. Cool. I'm actually going to retouch that now that I did that. Angela, appreciate it. You too. Yeah, I keep trying to think about it, Brendan. I don't think it would do anything. All right, we're gonna cut to, let's think about the lid. So our lid's here, and I think if we have a nubbin on top, I think I want to cut this off here. This doesn't need a base, obviously. So I don't want to cut it all the way. Interesting. And so what does that mean? What do you, I guess I don't even understand. I don't understand anything. I think it would still fire white because it's just an organic material that's put in. We could try, but I think it would just still fire white, even if it sat in there for a while. Okay, so we're gonna deal with this later with a rasp. Next, we're going to throw a lid and all that stuff. Now, does this lid get another lid on top of its lid? That's too much. That's overkill. Can you imagine throwing one that small? That would fit as a nubbin of this lid? Because I can't. That's cool. Did you like it? That's cool. That's a very awesome, sweet concept. Did it work well for you? I guess because we're making this square, it actually doesn't really matter how big it is. It's 12 o'clock here. Square pile lid, but the lid pot is a tea canister. Like a tea canister, like that slots down, like the flange is an infuser, or what do you mean by tea canister there? All right, there's our little lid. I'll put this to dry for a second. I'm liking what you're cooking up here, Brendan. Yeah, gotcha. It's a really cool concept. Whereabouts was this? You were in the States still then, right? Or yeah, you just moved there. What am I talking about? Gotcha. Gotcha. That's cool. I'm surprised I've never heard of it. Gotcha. Oh, Massachusetts. I wish there was a schooling that was more just oriented on having kids learn outside. I think that'd be great. I'd love to teach in a school like that. itself is a square pot. Okay. Oh God. Oh, did you, Brendan? How do you like it? Huh. It's gonna take me some brain work to figure out how to do all the teapots at this scale. Thank you. Resin's awesome. That would be a fun thing to get into. How long have you been doing that for? Okay. Yeah, good. That's awesome. I know going to a Waldorf school is very good for the outdoorsy side of things for me too. But that doesn't exist at that school anymore, the outdoor aspect of it. Okay, now we need to make an actual spout for this teapot. And then we have to make a handle for, well, maybe, I don't know. I have a question for you guys. Before I make this spout, I have two square teapots, and I want you to look at the spout on both of them, placement, and you let me know. I want to do a top handle, but you let me know where the spout placement goes. Like, do we put it on the angle or do we put it on the flat? So this is what I was originally going to do, right? This was going to be the teapot, right? Just kind of looks like a traditional teapot. But what if we instead put the spout on the angle and then the top handle is also squared off on the top there. So you have this handle on this at that angle. What do you think about that instead? Or do we just stick with this? Or do we, what are we feeling? Because that's kind of a cool combo, right? Is that's awesome. That's super cool, Brandon. I love that idea. I'm gonna have to look into that school a little bit more. On the angle? Okay. All right, Sydney. Let's hear it. I'm so ready for this, Sydney. I like this angle idea, though. I think that's pretty sweet. Do a little collaborative effort there. How do I make a spout again? I don't know if I want to do both for this one because it's what's gonna turn into. It's gonna be it's gonna look like a watering can if we do that. Not that I'm necessarily opposed to making a watering can, but I may hold off on this particular teapot. That's awesome. What kind of stuff are you hoping to be making silversmithing? Okay, we're gonna make the spout a little different than normal. It's a little bit thicker because we're gonna have to carve it now. We'll see how it goes. And do I add a slight bend to it? I think so. Just a slight bend. Okay. No, I like it. I like the enthusiasm there, Sydney. I think we should 100% do that at some point. I think this next firing I have in June, it's part of the New England Wood Firing Conference, right? And so I am essentially loaning out part of my kiln to 4 other people. And so I don't actually have a ton of space in it for my own work. And so what I think I want to do is focus mainly on teapots because of that. So I think we're going to be making a lot of teapots in the coming weeks. So we can really figure out what we're doing. I still have a ton of cups for sale left on my website, and so I don't really want to make up more cups. And the double walled stuff did not sell well this last update. So I'm going to hold off on the double walled stuff as well for a firing. And I think we're just going to kind of focus in on the single walled stuff just for a little bit. Oh, yeah, I need to torch this. Hell yeah, I love that idea. Have you not seen my teapot whistle? I made one already. Back when I was making more whistles, but I'm game to do another one. I didn't have that feature. I had it so the spout was what changed the pitch. So you would put your finger on the spout and it would octave it up. But I do like the idea of the spout is where you blow. Thank you. It was, I mean, we go through stages clearly. I lose interest in things really quickly. And so we definitely go through stages of like aesthetics. All right. There, Brendan. Thanks for hanging out, man. Oh, I have a package going out today for you. So don't get super excited. There's not a ton of stuff in there, but I got some various types of blossoms for you. Oh my God, Angela, that's a question and a half. I was in art school. For when I started, it was wire sculpture, and then I started welding, and then I decided not to do it anymore, and I just taught myself how to throw, and here I am 10 years later. Like functional in the sense you could make tea out of them? No. That would be cool though. You have one that you could whistle and um, drink tea out of. I love that idea. The issue I was having was selling them. Everybody thought they were pipes, and I was like just pretending they were whistles and just putting whistle sounds on them. I got a lot of messages being like asking about that. And I don't make pipes. So I don't know. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to see him either. Send a picture, please, if you think of it. No pressure. Exactly. Exactly. I come from a lot of artists in the family too, Angela, and one of them is a potter up in Massachusetts. And so I grew up with a lot of cool pottery. I grew up with a lot of cool art in general around the house, though, so it wasn't just pottery. So I could have, you know, manifested any of those things, but this is what it ended up being. What am I doing? Where's my stirrup tool? Where is my stirrup tool? Did I lend it to a student? I did. I forgot to take it back. Did it? How so? The last time I made a pipe was in like high school. My pottery teacher at the time, it was all hand building stuff, and she was such a funny lady. She would she was just like, yeah, you should do this and this, and like she taught me how to make a pipe, and she also would like get unpasteurized apple juice, and she would bring it to me, and she'd be like, put it under your bed for a week and then drink it. This was when I was like 17 or something. Um, she was a really funny lady. Painting's a totally different thing. I I feels like it's a totally different part of your brain. I struggle with color when I'm doing two-dimensional art. Not color like where it should go, it just like I don't know, shading is just throws me off for some reason. If we get real fancy here, we could square off this lid too. This flange. Maybe we should. I don't know if it'll make it fit. We might screw up the fit completely if I do that, but I think it's silly not to if we're doing all this extra work to make a square pot. Gotcha. Well, I can do one part and you can do the other, and we can have a collectively nice painting. All right, so we're going to do this one differently. All I'm going to do is pull here. Okay. That's awesome. That's super cool, Angela. All right. Okay, here's where it starts getting a little weird and complex because it's different than a normal teapot and all that. See if this is also just like a good depth. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. We might throw this back on. It's a little hefty, you know what I mean? A little heavier than it needs to be, but that's okay. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is take my rasp to this guy, and we're gonna just deal with this. I'll zoom back out so you can actually see what I'm doing. That'd probably be a nice thing to do. Ah! Okay, I made the bomb as thin as I thought. I almost just shoved my finger through it. There is a chance that we're not going to be able to finish this teapot right now. I think the handle is going to take longer to set up than I was kind of expecting. Or not, I should have made the handle first, is what I'm saying. So we'll see. But just as a heads up, I think we can do everything but the handle. We can do the handle for the Mini, but yeah, I don't know about for this guy. Oh my God. What a fantastic idea. Yes, I will 100% do that. That's genius. Genius. My God. See, this is why it's great to have you guys around here. You're giving me all the good ideas. Otherwise, all my stuff would be ugly. It's a collaborative effort. Always has been. That's why I like live videos. Ooh. Like, I wouldn't have even done this teapot if Brendan hadn't suggested I just make a version of all these with teapot lids. You know what's funny is that I used to do mini teapots for the nubbin on my teapots years ago, like probably like 7 years ago at this point. This is like was my style. Maybe less than that, maybe 6 years ago. No, it was probably about 7 years ago at this point. I mean, this was like my main thing. And then I stopped for a bunch of years. And what was cute is that the lids on those ones, they came off too. That's not practical at all. So I only did it on a few, but yeah. Okay, here's where we're at so far. That's the last side we need to do, but it's looking good. Sure is. Straight wood. Isn't this cool how it just like peels off? These are all just like really, it's fine wood shaving. It's a soft wood, so it's able to come off nice and easily. I don't know exactly the kind of wood, but I'm assuming it's a sort of pine. Do you do woodwork yourself, Ambo? Should I? Should I even have to have like a conversation? Should we talk about maybe something that's a bad habit? Thanks, Ambo. Appreciate you. Okay, so next thing we need to do is measure out the lid here. Obviously, this will not be perfect because I'm measuring the wrong dimension, but this is all a learning curve for me on trying to figure out how to make it square properly. Oh, yo, why'd you change your name? What's good? Then you should know very well that this is not bamboo. Though I did do that one video where we were doing, we were making something out of wood, so I can't even like say anything really. Okay, this is going to be too big, obviously, but amazing. And what is your title? Sounds good. Yeah, usually I go around live around 11:30 my time. How are we feeling about this? So it looks like I screwed up completely on the cutting. So this needs to come in here. This needs to come in here. This needs to come in like this. Can't say the lid fit's going to be like 100% on this one, unless we redo the lid. But that's so late. Why aren't you asleep? Crazy. Okay, so it looks like right here is where we need to work. Work this edge down a little bit. I just like cut the edge down, and then I couldn't actually tell where it was fitting. You know what I didn't do? This is, thanks, Sydney. God, it's so late for you guys. What I didn't do is I did not line up the squareness of the flange to the squareness of the interior gallery stuff and the lid. I did not. I just like kind of didn't think about it. Okay, that's looking pretty sweet. So what I'm gonna do, another quick torching here. And I'm gonna see if I can rasp this part. I've never worked with bamboo before, Keo. How do I do this? do this properly. I may have to re-square this after this. Oh no. How do I do this? How do I do this? I need to exert a little bit more downward pressure, but I couldn't in that circumstance. This flange is really screwing me up. As far as like I can't touch it goes. Well, it's definitely learning. We're learning a lot. Hold on a sec, guys. No, you said 1. I'm still doing a live video. It's 12:30.
Oh.
Yeah, can you give me half more an hour?
Yeah, I told him to be there.
Oh, at 1? All right, just give me 15 more minutes or 10 more minutes, okay? All right. Okay, well, we're not going to be able to finish this. I have it's going to help my dad bring a boat to the water, but I thought we were leaving at 1. That's okay. I'll just crank through this. Just get this lid done. Or part of this lid done. I'll have to wrap everything else up. But let's just get this fit proper. Killer. Look at that. That's a sweet fit. That's really sweet. I like that a lot. And then, thanks. So that's going to be the nubbin on top when we're there. But again, I have to I'll clean up with you guys if you don't mind. But then I have to just go help him with this, and then I'll come back. I honestly didn't think it was going to work out that well, so I'm glad that it did. But what we need is a metric ton of plastic because everything's so small and it's very hot today. It's going to dry out. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put some water down on this, and I'm going to have 2 boards right there that everything can sit on. The spout may have already gone too dry for that. The lid might be too dry for that, but it's like whatever. Can't do anything about it at this point. Okay. And then for good measure, we're also going to put a wet sponge in here. Thanks. So this will just keep us hopefully wet enough so when I get back, we can actually finish this thing off and not have to remake all the parts, because that would be a serious bummer. That's happened to me quite a few times, not to be honest. And I really would not like to do everything over and over and over again if I don't have to. Like if I mess up, it's one thing, but if it's like due to timing, that's kind of a bummer. All right, and I'm just gonna wrap all of this under this. Beautiful. Okay. All right, guys, I gotta run. I'll be back. Thanks for hanging out.